Hey everybody, today's Dementia Diary is a little different. I'm going to be cooking dinner while I talk about a couple of things, but today's stressor has been when I came home. Mom came out of her room and she asked me if it was morning or evening. She just was really struggling with some things. I could tell there were some things on her mind. And so I asked her what was wrong. And she just said she just didn't know if it was time to get ready for bed or if it was time to actually get up and get ready in the morning. She's already been ready all day long. It's actually 7 o'clock right now. And I asked her what she was struggling with the time of the day. And she mentioned that she was kind of confused on her medications. And these are a couple of things that really concern myself and the rest of the family, is that she is struggling with her medication. So her medications come in snack packs. And what she usually does, when she gets it, she will cut out the little, I said snack packs, didn't I? Oh my gosh, med packs. Yep, it's like a pudding pack, isn't it? So she cuts it out, and then she takes that medicine, and she has this rubber band system that actually might be confusing her because usually it's right around the day, but she didn't know if she needed to take today's morning medicine. And I had to tell her, Mom, you know, today's Wednesday and you did take today's medicine because it's gone, and I can feel that the cellophane little plastic thing is off. She takes one medication with supper. She calls it supper, dinner, whatever. And then some meds before bed. She had this conversation with me, probably a good 10 minutes, on trying to figure out which pills she should take. And again, asking me if it was time to get ready for bed or if it was time to get up in the morning. So that's today's struggle. That's today's topic on my dementia diary. So I'm going to make goulash. It's been in the plans for a while. My mom used to make that for me. It's a really good comfort food. So she is taking a walk, and that does make me nervous when she takes a walk, but it is something that gets her out of the house. It does her a lot of good to walk around. She is very slow when she's outside walking, which I would be too at that age. I am now. So I'm going to fix supper and dinner while she's gone. I'm always keeping an eye on the time, and I watch out for her. I know her exact route. So I promised her that she could continue walking while she's here. She just needs to wait until I'm home or somebody is here with her or walks with her. Sometimes I walk with her. Sometimes I don't. I should probably walk with her more often. But by the time I get home, she walks so slow in her path where she walks that dinner would be even later than what it is. So I try to jump on board and get dinner ready for her so she can take her appropriate meds, and then so we can eat, so she can like get it in her stomach and get ready for nighttime and for bed. So my schedule when I come home from work is pretty regimented depending on where she's mentally at for the day. So I can tell tonight's going to be a very difficult night. Like I said, I'm making goulash. It's a comfort food. I'm not sure if it's for her or me, but I'm cooking it the way that she used to cook it. However, I think I've mentioned this in a different video that my mom doesn't like vegetables anymore. So goulash typically calls for peppers and onions, and I am doing the sweetest peppers that I can find. I'm going to cut up some red. I'm going to cut up no, not red, sorry. I'm going to cut up some yellow and some orange peppers. I'm not going to do, did I do green? No, wait. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so flustered. I'm going to cut some peppers. Let's just leave it at that. There's a pack. I need to decide which one I'm going to cut up. So I'm going to cut up some peppers. I'm going to cut up some onions. I'm going to saute that into butter, brown some hamburger, and get the pasta water ready. I'm also going to corn is really great right now, and I want to freeze some corn, so I'm going to do that while I'm cooking. So I'm going to cook some corn. I'm going to freeze it or cut it off and freeze it so we have it for the winter. But anyway, I am going to cook goulash, comfort food for the two of us, and talk to you more about some of the struggles that we have right now with my mom and dealing with dementia. So I'm cutting up peppers and onions, and typically she's not really a fan of those things if she knows they are in there. A lot of times with her stuff, she reminds me of a toddler, because if you can sneak it in, she's like, oh, this is good. But other times if she's know it's in there, she's like, oh, I don't like this. So I'm just sneaking it in because it's goulash, and I'm hoping that she won't pay too much attention to the vegetables that I'm putting in. The stuff I make for her has been very, very bland, because a lot of things, excuse me, interfere with her stomach, and then she ends up having an upset tummy. So I do try to pick things that are not going to be too spicy or too salty or whatever, which really is a struggle because I like spice. So what I do is I put a little bit of something something on here. I like bagel seasoning. It is the best. So I just got generic everything bagel seasoning. That is very neutral. It's very non-spicy, but it gets a little bit of flavor. And then the spice that is my mom's favorite spice. Let me show you, not spice. Let me show you. She leaves this up here because she can easily get to it, and she remembers what kind of salt she likes. But she likes celery salt. So whenever we eat, I always get that out for her so she can have it, or she knows where, she actually knows where that's at. So I'm gonna cook some noodles. So her taste buds is something that has been a struggle. She does not like a lot of the foods that I like. She does not like a lot of the shows I like. Her tastes have changed considerably since she's had dementia. So cooking things that she used to love to eat, even though it's something that she remembers, has been really, really hard. And there's some things that she really likes. So like right now, she really likes pizza rolls, and she likes corn dogs. But when I say, hey, do you want this or this or this? She's like, no, I want that other stuff. And when I mention, like, do you want pizza rolls or corn dogs? And even though she's been eating a lot of it, she doesn't remember what it's called. So I have to get it out. So even one day, so I know she likes fried potatoes, she likes fish, she likes kind of, we live in Iowa, so she likes a lot of potatoes. But there's been times when I know that she's had baked potatoes before, but when I cook potatoes for her, she doesn't remember having it. What I think too is kind of strange that, again, the foods that I was raised on, there were certain times of the week that we had certain foods. So on laundry day, we would have like a breakfast as meal. So we would have eggs and pancakes, French toast or whatever. That's when she used to like hang the clothes on the line. And then Tuesday would be something else, Wednesday, but it would be the same meal every single day of the week. So when I've tried to incorporate that into her schedule of my own meal prep for her, it's just been very difficult, because I'll say, do you want some pancakes or some eggs? I have to show her a picture of pancakes for her to know what pancakes are. It's just watching the decline has been so weird, because these are things that you just kind of take for granted that my mom would always, like I said, we would always have like breakfast for like on laundry day. And now when I bring up, hey, do you want to have that meal? She doesn't remember what it is. So that's what confuses me so much about this disease, because they tell you that you can remember things from the past, and that's what you remember, and you have a hard time retaining new information. Well, that is information from the past, and it isn't recalled very easily. lots of food, just weird food things. She used to love rice. She hates rice now, and I do eat a lot of rice because I do a lot of meal prep, and so rice is a really good filler for that. She used to like corn on the cob, and that's what I'm making now, but she doesn't remember it as being corn on the cob. She just remembers it when it's cut up like maybe canned corn. So even though I grew up on a farm, we had lots of corn, and we ate a lot of corn on the cob. I mean, we're from Iowa. Seeing the corn on the cob confuses her, and the only way she really knows that it's corn or corn on the cob is if I cut it off. So again, I'm learning along with her, and it's just kind of been a learning curve for everybody. Now it just looks like chili, doesn't it? Where are my chili fans out there? I love chili. Speaking of that, that's one of the my most favorite things to make in the fall and winter is chili. Okay. Mom's still on her walk. 7:28, so she's been gone about a half hour. I give her usually another 15 minutes. And like when I say that she goes for a slow walk, she goes for a slow walk. So I told her for sure by the time she got home from her walk, dinner would be ready. Do you guys call like evening meal, do you guys call it dinner, or do you guys call it supper or something else? When I was little, my mom called it supper. And then when I got to be an adult and had kids of my own, we called it dinner. And now that she's living with me again, guess what I call it? I call it supper and dinner, both. What do you guys call this time of the evening meal? Let me know in the comments below. So while I'm waiting for her to come back for our walk, I wanted to show you a couple other accommodations that we found to be helpful for her. I'm going to start with photos. Photos are really good to spark memories, and occasionally I can go over and point if I'm talking to somebody and say, hey, this is the picture of so-and-so if she looks confused. It's been really good for her. Label maker, I showed you earlier in this episode. I love the label maker. So how the label maker started was because, hi Jax, was because she used to call this red dog right here Frankenstein. I'm not sure why she called him Frankenstein, but she would be really upset when Frankenstein wouldn't come to his name. And I'm like, Mom, that's not his name. His name is Jax. And that got me thinking about labels. I like to label things, and so I'm like, well, maybe that'll work for her in this situation. Although it's on the back door, so when she calls the dogs in, she doesn't read it, but I do have it there. So I think Jax is actually getting used to his name, Frankenstein. Aren't you, Jax? This is just a regular label maker. I got it at Walmart. They have yellow and white labels. So I went around and labeled lots of things. Maybe I went overboard, but it is super helpful. It's helpful for when we put groceries away. It's helpful for when she wants to look for something specific. This next one just came out of necessity, or just to give a calm state of mind. She would be very upset at night when she didn't know if I locked the door or if she needed to lock the door. This might seem obvious to a lot of you, but if you think about changes, there's been so much changes with technology, and that includes our washer and dryers as well. This has been very helpful for her. Who likes dry erase boards? I do. This has been a standard at our house. We write notes on there. I let her know when I left for work or if I went to get groceries. I let her know if I'm taking a nap or just kind of what's going on. It's been something that's been super helpful in all aspects of our life. We have 2 or 3 of them sitting out along with the marker next to it. This has been a lifesaver, you guys. This one has come to us after a day I came home from work and she was working on the stove. That's something we do not want to do. It is a safety hazard. Now this stupid light switch has even made me confused. I might have to do a whole nother episode on this one. This has been 100% a constant stressor, morning, noon, and night, even in the middle of the night. There are people calling her. She feels like she needs to call people back, and she forgets how to make phone calls. So I made this handy dandy little awful diagram, which is actually more confusing than what I thought it was going to be. We actually just eventually scratched it because it didn't help her at all, and I just confused her even more. But phones have been very difficult. She gets random text messages, she gets scammers, and it's all so confusing, and it's not worth the headache. My biggest complaint right now, as in today, is packaging. I want you guys to go look at your packaging, and I want you to think about it from an elderly point of view. Is it easy to open? Is it hard to pull? Do you need a big grip? Is it hard to grasp? I don't know. There's just so many things that if you start looking at it, you can realize how difficult it is to open up these things on your own. Now, if you live alone, you don't have anybody to open up these things, how many things are they not going to be able to eat because they cannot open the container? I can't even freaking open up this stupid thing. What is that little tail thing on the top? Does anybody know? And why is it there? It definitely doesn't work. So look everywhere: jelly, barbecue sauce, mustard, mayo, bacon bits, ranch, mayonnaise. It's endless. If you look in your refrigerator, and more so, look in your cupboard where I had the condiments earlier, these containers are very hard to open. I'm making a point. This is an Ensure bottle.
It clicks a little bit and then it clicks a little bit more.
Oh, you did get it. Yeah. Sometimes they're really hard for you to get off, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. I think they should make those different for senior citizens or people who have arthritis, so it's easier to twist off.
There's 9 of them.
Mm-hmm. That one actually came off better than I thought it would. You can have it. You can drink it. It's just chocolate milk. Go ahead and try it. You might like it.
I think I've tried it before.
Yeah, I think Dad.
Dad,
Yeah.
you like that chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
You got chocolate candy bars. Hershey's special.
Hershey's.
Mm-hmm.
You like it too.
That's good.
Yeah, there you go. And it doesn't end there. If you think about our cleaning supplies, they are very hard on the hands to pump or to spray or to open. Laundry, this type of laundry is very, very difficult. It is really, really hard to push down. These have been great. Just don't eat them. My very last accommodation, and it's probably the most important, you need to have patience. This is very difficult on them. It's difficult on you, and they can't help it. This is something that's out of their control. So love on them, create a peaceful place for them. Let them visit early childhood memories. Get them out to walk. Take them to the park. Just get to know them, but provide a loving environment so they can feel at ease. Bye for now.